Hey everybody. So today you're going to be learning a little bit about the end of Reconstruction. The Reconstruction era started with the end of the Civil War, right after the death and assassination of Abraham Lincoln and the ascension of Andrew Johnson to the presidency. Sadly, we read a little bit and learned about his controversial presidency and the attempt to impeach him, which we discussed in class yesterday. After Johnson's presidency comes to an end, Ulysses S. Grant, the war hero from the Civil War, will become the presidency and serve 2 terms in office, neither of which would go down as significantly historic presidencies. Grant will be a person of integrity, but struggled quite a bit as the president. He didn't really have the political savviness for it. He was a great leader and a fantastic general through the Civil War, but he really didn't get the politics of the presidency, and he would struggle. And many of the people that surrounded him, appointed people, elected people, would be entrenched in controversies and scandals that he would never be guilty of, but his reputation would be tarnished as a result of it. And sadly, he will go down as not a particularly strong president. And as you leave that time period of the Civil War and go through the next decades, 20, 30 years of presidencies, the time frame will be known as the Gilded Age, a time of kind of like disenchantment with the politics of America. I'd say that we're kind of in a Gilded Age right now where people are just sick and tired of politics and the way that things are being run. And you have arduous supporters who are adamant about their beliefs that turn on one another. You either win or you lose. There's no room for compromise. But generally, the public as a whole has grown frustrated with it, and that's the same way things were back in the 1870s, 1880s, and even into the 1890s. Well, Reconstruction will come to an abrupt halt with the election of 1876. So you're going to do a little bit of work today by watching a video on Edpuzzle titled The End of Reconstruction by U.S. Course Hero. And then you're going to read an article on Newsella that deals with the Gilded Age and some of the leaders that were involved with it and kind of the weaknesses that embedded them all. When you finish, there's a Google Doc that I'm going to have you complete that gives a little bit of background information from what you learned on each of these topics. So that's a little intro for what's coming today. I hope you make some sense of the end of Reconstruction. Also look for maybe failures of it, how it did not quite accomplish all the goals that you might have thought for the freed slaves and the African Americans as they began to settle into regular life in the post-Civil War era. Why did Reconstruction kind of fail them? Look for that as well. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.